Raceway! Happy Monday and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. Of course, coming to you live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Make sure you join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I am Anthony Totri, joined as always by my favorite chef, of course, the deli man behind the Mac, making all of the magic and sandwiches happen. Still no Senor Rubis today. He is in full Jose Perez mode on vacation, despite fall camp starting this week. It'll still get started without him. The show must go on. Do us a solid. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. If you couldn't tell by the thumbnail and headline of today's show, we're not just talking about the Arizona State Sun Devils, but fall camp begins for the majority of Big 12 teams this week. It either starts today, Thursday, Friday, at some point for the majority of the 16 schools in this conference. And of course, there are some competitions. There are some big updates going on throughout the conference, and we're going to get to as many as we possibly can throughout today's show. So buckle up, grab a snack, a drink, and let's get into it. Of course, your Arizona State Sun Devils, that is where we are going to be starting. Kenny Dillingham's squad hits the field for the first time during fall camp this week. Of course, we will be out there. Dillingham has a press conference on Tuesday. We'll be out there as well. So definitely stay locked on all things PHNX Sun Devils for the updates as practice begins for your Arizona State Sun Devils. This fall camp is definitely going to be a little bit different than the ones we've seen in years past for Kenny Dillingham, because this is the first fall camp for Dilly where there isn't really a quarterback competition going on, right? You know who the guy is. You know who the first two guys are. Sam Levitt is your QB1, and Jeff Sims is your QB2. Kind of going back to some of the years past, you had the Jaden Rashada situation. You had Drew Pine transferring over from Notre Dame to ASU. You had Jacob Conover. Thankfully for Arizona State fans, you don't have to worry any longer about a quarterback competition. But what you do have to keep an eye on over the next 30 days and change, the next couple weeks prior to that first game against NAU, is really the weapons around Sam. I think that's what is going to be really, really interesting to follow, especially over the first 2 to 3 weeks of fall camp when we get to Camp Tontozona. In front of all those ASU fans, is they're going to want to know is who is the starting running back. Is it going to be Kanye Udoh, the Army transfer? Is it going to be Kyson Brown, who's been an Arizona State Sun Devil since the moment he committed to ASU? Or is it potentially a dark horse? Is it Raleek Brown? Could Raleek Brown be the workhorse for Kenny Dillingham's offense? I think monitoring the reps that each and every one of those guys gets with the ones and twos is going to be super, super important for the fan base, and to just see kind of how the offense is moving, right? This is an offense that wasn't perfect during spring ball. The defense definitely got the better of this offense for the majority of practices by my estimation, but this is still going to be a really talented, high-flying offense through the air, on the ground, but realistically, I see this being more of a three-headed monster. In the backfield, we'll see which of these guys gets the lion's share of carries.
I will say, update in the 2026 season for college football, 26.
Who's the guy?
Well, Kanye Udoh came back, one of the few returning guys, way better than last year.
Love that.
I don't know what happened. He barely improved overall-wise. Just different mentality, I guess.
Decided to be a dog. What do you think this running back room is going to be look like? I don't know if you and I have actually discussed what we think this is going to happen.
I have no idea because I've yet to see these guys in person, aside from Kyson. and Raleek, but even them, like I haven't seen a ton. The biggest thing that matters is what Udo looks like with this line. I mean, last year, it's hard to gauge off of stats like that because of what Army is. Like they've just run the ball.
Yeah.
I think him in this offense, I think it could actually be better for him because it's almost like setting up the run for the pass. Like this offense sets up the pass for the run with how talented it is with the pass catching room. So, he should get he's going to have a completely different style of play this year. But in terms of the actual room itself, I have no idea, and I'm excited to see it once camp starts this week.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely.
That's the battle. Like that's the one thing that people are going to be watching the most.
And I don't even know. Like I'm going to be honest, I don't know if it's a battle, right? Like I think it's going to be a competition in terms of like who is going to get the bulk of the reps. But I don't see it being a situation where it's like, okay, this guy is far and away your starting running back for 2025, and he is going to get the same amount of carries that Scat got last season, right? Scat got a ridiculous number of carries when you crunch the numbers here. Like he had 293 carries on the ground. Does not include receptions, right? Kanye Udo, who had over 1,000 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground last year, only carried the ball 179 times. Scat touched it more than 120 more times than Kanye Udo did in 2024, right? So that is something that I think you have to kind of put into this equation in the backfield. Do I see anybody in this Arizona State backfield getting 290 carries this year? No, I don't see that. I think you can definitely split this up. I also don't see
something's gone horribly wrong if that happens.
I also don't see an even three-way split here, right? I don't think each and every one of these guys is getting 100 totes, right? I just don't see that happening. But I do think that this offense, Kenny Dillingham, Marcus Arroyo, and Sam Levitt, they were really good last year when it came to giving the ball to somebody with a hot hand. Now, the hot hand last year was often Cam Scatterby or Jordan Tyson, but there are going to be more mouths to feed in this offense. So I think Marcus Arroyo he's gonna get creative with the options that he has, not only at running back, at wide receiver as well. That, for me, outside of the running backs, is maybe the most intriguing competition. This feels like it will be a little bit more of a competition in terms of who is that final starting wide receiver. Is it Jaron Hamilton, the Alabama transfer, whose nickname is Turbo because he is just that fast? Or is it a guy that was in this offense last year in Malik McClain, who redshirted, still played in big-time moments in the Big 12 championship game and the CFP? Is he the better bet? I don't know. That's something that we're going to figure out as fall camp starts. If I had to put money on it today, July 28th, I would say you're probably going to see a little bit more Jaron Hamilton. He gives you a little bit something that this offense, doesn't necessarily have if you don't have him in it, right? He is your take the top off guy. You're really going to be able to stretch the field, which we know what Sam Levitt's deep ball is. Jordan Tyson doesn't have to go out there every single possession and be that deep ball threat anymore. It can be Jaron Hamilton, and you can work Jordan Tyson, Jalen Moss more in the intermediate routes.
Isn't it funny too though? Like Jaron Hamilton is so damn fast that we haven't even talked about Jalen Moss as a speed threat.
Yeah,
because he's got wheels too.
Yeah, he does. But like, I don't see that being like something that
yeah, you can utilize his wheels as slot wheels.
Yeah, his slot wheels.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the slot wheels.
It's like Hot Wheels, but for football players.
But just in the slot, you have to be in the slot.
You have to be in the slot to be able to play with the slot wheels.
Are there also flames on the side of the slot wheel? Okay, cool. I like that. Like that a lot. On the defensive side of the ball, though, I think the only position that you're realistically looking at for like competition, and of course, all these guys are competing, but with fall camp, the nature of the situation at Arizona State is defensively, 10 of those 11 starters come back on defense. The one spot is that nickel corner spot. Is it going to be Montana Warren, who, again, similar to Kyson Brown, has been here, or is it going to be the Purdue transfer, Kydrick Breedlove, starting at that nickel spot? I don't think we'll have a true answer on that position until we probably roll out to game one. And even when you get to game one, I still think, given the fact that ASU, in theory, should beat the living breaks off of NAU, you're probably going to see them both a good chunk of the way, as you probably will with the majority of the positions. You can't really evaluate the rosters and the starters off of that first game, your first real test is going to be on the road against Mississippi State.
Do you remember the blank or blank or blank era of Kenny Dillingham?
Yes. Where
that was horrible.
Yeah, it was literally, for those of you that don't know, when Arizona State would roll out their depth chart the first, like for every week, I guess at this point, I think it would come out like Thursdays or Fridays. And this was the first year that Kenny Dillingham was the head coach. It was, instead of listing the starters of like this person and then the second and third, it was
like half
this
of the
player
positions
or this player. So you'd literally just roll out there and it'd be like, okay, well, I guess this guy is starting. But he still does that to some extent, but not nearly as much.
No, because they were still figuring out who was a good player.
Yeah, literally
throughout the season. I also think the defensive line has the potential to have a fun battle in camp, like especially with the transfers you bring in.
Yeah,
like Michael Gardner. Like it's just you don't know who's going to be what this year, and so 11 starters are back. Forgive me if I'm saying
10 of 11.
Or 10 of 11 starters are back. Forgive me if I'm missing something obvious. Who's the other starter on the defensive line, or did they just start CJ and two edges?
They started CJ, and it was a rotation of Watley
and Kangaika.
Okay. And then you have Clayton and Prince.
Yeah.
So you've got the majority of those guys back, even depth-wise, right, on that front seven. The only guy that you're missing, like, realistically in like, the two deep from the linebackers is Caleb McCullough, who's gone now. But you replace him, and to your point, like, Michael Gardner is somebody that we didn't see a lot of in the spring, the Oregon transfer. So I'm interested to see how he plays on this front seven. Do they put him more on the inside, more on the outside? But he's not the only transfer, specifically not the only like incoming transfer from that spring portal, right? And I know Michael got here during that first portal window, but you do have the spring portal guys that we're going to get a chance to see when camp rolls around. Both the Helton brothers, Brent and Wade, the big Iowa State transfers, we saw them just the other day when there was a media availability. They're gigantic. Akeem Lineu, the 6'7", like JUCO transfer wide receiver, we saw him the other day. He is every bit of 6'6" or 6'7". Excited to see what his role in this offense looks like, if there is one. Maurice Williams II, somebody that I've honestly like totally blanked on while we've been talking about the secondary, but he's been in this conference, right? He's transferring from Houston to ASU as a safety. He provides some depth, some experience in this two deep on the back end, so that's going to be fun. And then Rashad McKenzie Jr., a Washington State transfer defensive lineman. ASU has really gone after the Washington State football program. Unfortunate for the Cougars over the last 3 or 4 years. First, they brought over the DC and the linebacker coach and Brian Ward and AJ Cooper. Then they went and got a top corner in Javen Robinson. Now they got themselves a defensive lineman in Rashad McKenzie Jr., not to mention Boogie Wilson transferring over as well on the back end. So a lot of Washington State guys are now in Tempe. Excited to see all of these spring portal transfer guys. I've been asked about the Helton brothers. Do we see them figuring in on this offensive line at all? No, I'm going to be frank with you. I don't see it, not this first year, just based off the fact that they missed the entirety of spring. And there is already a hefty competition in this offensive line room with who's going to be starting at the guard spots. What does your right tackle position look like? Is it going to be Hanachor, who we didn't see in the spring at all? Is it going to be Jalen Clem, who we didn't see all of last year, but then played in the spring? Do we do what Shane was suggesting last week, where you kick maybe Clem to the left side and Hanachor is your right tackle? Like, there's a bunch to watch on the offensive line this year as well. But this Shane, but before we hit a break, was this fall camp does have a different vibe to it, just in terms of like the competition in and of itself, right? Because it's not like you don't have any opening starting spots, right? It just feels like you have almost, like, in no disrespect to the players that were here in years past, but it does feel like there are fewer spots to compete for starting. And those guys that are competing for those starting roles now in 2025, like, just honestly, like, they're better, more competitive players. It's different, right? Like, this is something that we didn't experience when Kenny first got here that first spring.
No. Sorry, was there a question there, or you just wanted me to react?
I just wanted your thoughts.
Yeah,
pretty
no,
much on
100%. I completely agree. Sorry, I was just making sure I didn't miss anything.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, this is a completely different vibe, and that's why we've seen so many different iterations of camp. You see his first camp where it was just he was running around with a megaphone and a microphone,
a microphone,
yeah, running
around with a microphone,
and did like music blaring and just a complete 180 from what Herman. What was his middle name again? I know, but what was it?
Lee, I believe.
Yeah, Herman Lee Edwards is
sounds like
practice
a war general.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, what his iteration of practice was, and so you had that, and then last year was we're not. This isn't like last year where we're just kind of messing around. We don't have to get creative to win when we have good football players, and we know that no one else does. We're proving people wrong. Now this year, it's the Big 12 champions. And I know they got that all out of their system already, as Tyson said a couple of weeks back. But like they're gonna have that chip on their shoulder in a different way now, where they're like, now we have a target on our back because we're better than everybody, and we know that. And so it's going to be interesting to see what this practice is. It's a completely different culture, obviously, to what it was, but also the fact that you're bringing so many people back from a championship team is like that's going to be a championship level practice every single day.
Yeah. And it should be. That's a fair point, right? Especially with some of these incoming transfers, some of these young guys that weren't here in spring that are now going to be here in fall. Like, it's welcome to the show.
Last year there were bad practices.
Yeah.
In fall camp, it was like they had a bad practice today. The offense was horrible.
Yeah, Kenny's big on that.
Everything looked bad. He'd talk to us after practice and be like, "That was horrible.
Yeah,
that was one of the worst practices I've ever seen." I don't know what they're doing out there.
He's such a unique.
There is no way that happens again.
No, it shouldn't.
And if it does, it's they've had a bad practice because their standard is higher.
Yeah. Now
it's like that practice 2 years ago would have been the best practice they've had.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Ben in the chat saying, so quiet in the chat today. What's up, fellas? What's up, Ben? We got Sharon in here. We got Emily in here. Jacob says, just bought my tickets to the Baylor game. Looking forward to kicking off Big 12 play right this time. Absolutely. Look, we talked Arizona State. The Sun Devils begin camp in just a few days. Of course, we'll be locked into that. But there's a lot going on in the rest of this conference. Deion Sanders, Cincinnati's quarterback looks completely different. UCF's got a QB competition ongoing. We're going to get into all that and more on the other side of this quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time to be smart about your energy usage. Nearly half of energy costs come from cooling and heating. Now, a smart thermostat can help you manage your energy costs. I personally have a smart thermostat in my place. It makes a huge difference, especially with the fact that you could change the temperature. I could change it from right here if I wanted to and start saving money on those cooling costs. A smart thermostat works with your APS rate plan to help you automatically adjust the temperature in your home. And did you know, for every 1 degree you raise your thermostat, you could save up to 2 to 3% on your cooling costs. It adds up, but you have to remember to adjust your thermostat. Now, that can be hard when you're busy or not at home. Most of you guys, I'm sure, are on the road. Maybe you're at work, doing whatever you're doing. But literally, if you have a smart thermostat, you can go into your phone and you can change. You can cool your house. You can make it hotter if you feel so obligated to do so. A smart thermostat makes it easy if you're away from home and forgot to adjust your thermostat. Again, you can do it from your smartphone or device from anywhere. Right now, APS customers may be eligible for smart thermostats for as low as $0 when you enroll in the APS Cool Rewards program. If you already have a smart thermostat at home, see if it's eligible to enroll in Cool Rewards. Plus, free install is available at marketplace.aps.com. Must be an APS customer and pay shipping and taxes. Other restrictions apply. Go to marketplace.aps.com for more information. Now, you're cooling your home and you're putting some brand spanking new flooring in your home as well. The question is, with who? The answer, Empire Today. Because just like your favorite team needs a home court or home field advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage. And Empire Today can help you get it. They've got flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. It's not like the situations when you go to the big box stores, you wander the aisles, and you eventually get what you need, and then you go home and you have to do it all yourself. Empire Today. They changed the game. They live and breathe flooring, and they're going to be with you every step of the way. It is a whole different experience. And right now, schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHNX listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code PHNX. Yes, you heard it correctly, a $350 discount with code PHNX. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday/PHNX for full details. Make sure you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe button, you drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Moving on to, not even arguably, definitely the most interesting situation in news to come out of the Big 12 today over the last week and change. And that is, of course, Deion Coach Prime Sanders. There were folks speculating online over the weekend that Deion Sanders would call it a coaching career, that he would hang it up, that the press conference today with him and his medical team would ultimately spell the end of his coaching career, at least at the college ranks. We now know that that is definitely not the situation at hand. Deion and his medical staff opted to have a press conference earlier today, where they had announced that Deion had beaten bladder cancer. He had been cured of it, which is, first and foremost, just great news. You never want anybody to have to deal with that situation, but Deion has handled it like, only Deion Sanders can really handle it. If you didn't see the entirety of that press conference, would highly recommend after today's show that you go find snippets of it, because he definitely said some really great stuff. He was asked at the press conference today about that coaching rumor. Was there ever a point that he didn't think that he was going to come back and coach at CU? What was the situation there? And he was quick with this answer.
I always knew I was going to coach again. I never didn't realize I was going to coach again. I was always going to coach. It was never in my spirit, in my heart, that God wouldn't allow me to coach again. That's never thought like that. It's just that I didn't want to be running down to the hospital once a week when I got all this on my plate. I didn't want that. And I was even like, okay, can they bring one of the machines and put them in the office? I'm serious, dead serious.
We had a lot of conversations.
Yeah, a lot of conversations. Yeah. And Doc would look at me like, he is crazy.
No.
I saw it in your eyes. He is crazy. Is he like this when he coached? Yeah. But we worked it out.
Again, you love to see that he is cured of that and has beaten that. I was even making jokes during the press conference, like if you see a porta potty during fall camp, you know it's up, that type of stuff. But I'm interested to see, in all honesty, how Deion's absence, if at all, if it affects the Colorado Buffs starting the season during fall camp, because you have to remember Deion hasn't been with the team a ton. He did make it to media day, but a lot of what's been going on with the Buffs has been in large part because of the assistant coaches. Now, our friends over at DNVR sister station, they have talked about the quarterback situation ongoing at CU. No more Shadur Sanders, but they have told me they expect to see kind of a 2-quarterback situation. They don't see this as like a quarterback competition where it is like, hey, one guy is going to go out and beat the other guy and you're going to see him for the full year. There's a real chance that when the Buffs go out there week 1, that you are going to see both Caden Salter and Julian Lewis. There's a real chance of that. Now, 2 totally different quarterbacks that give this CU offense 2 totally different things. Salter played at Liberty last year and was an absolute animal, I believe, on the ground. Not the greatest passing numbers in the world, 1,886 passing yards, completing about 56% of his passes. But on the ground, had 587 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns. Again, mind you, he was doing this against Liberty's competition. So there was Sam Houston in there. There was Western Kentucky.
Don't knock the conference of the United States of America.
Massachusetts Minuteman. Minutemen, excuse
you
me.
can knock UMass because they're horrible. But
I can only knock UMass. UMass beat them. UMass beat Liberty.
then that might be a problem.
35-34 in overtime.
That might be a problem.
Yeah.
Weren't they like legitimately the worst team in college football 2 years ago?
2 years ago, let's see.
Seth, do some research.
2 years ago, they had won 3 games, and last year they won 2 games. One of those.
They were independent until last year.
Wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
they're joining the MAC? That's not real. That's AI. That's not real. Go do some more research on that.
Oh my goodness, man! Look,
Are they actually joining the MAC?
that quarterback situation at CU was going to be fascinating. And of course, Julian Lewis, the big prominent recruit who switched from USC to Colorado. I'll put my hand up on that one. I didn't think that
UMass is joining the MAC.
that Julian Lewis was going to eventually flip to CU. From everything we've heard, though, it is going to be a lot of 2 quarterback sets. Or not sets, but you'll see 2 quarterbacks for the Buffs in 2025, which should be interesting in the fact that the majority of the teams in the Big 12 have themselves a quarterback. Yes, Dillingham.
This is not cool.
You don't like UMass joining the MAC?
No,
Why not?
because the MAC is the literal middle of America. It is the middle of America conference.
Massachusetts has M in it, though, so it can be in the middle. They should do it where like you can only be in the MAC if you are in the middle of the country or you have an M in your name.
The rule should be you should only be allowed to be in the MAC if you're in Ohio or Michigan.
Yeah, but we know how you feel about like geography. We know how you feel about like
that
you gotta be
that I
close.
subscribe to the rules of
You do.
geography and common
You
sense.
subscribe to the rules of it, but in college athletics, nobody does. Nobody subscribes.
Fitting
to,
that UMass would be the 13th team in the MAC.
like you'll be seeing UCSD here in the MAC pretty soon. Like that's just the reality of the situation, Shane. Nobody cares about
You better stop.
what makes sense.
You better stop right
logistically.
now.
It's the truth.
Are they? They're not joining for football though, right?
Who?
I don't think so.
UMass?
No, they are. Oh my god.
Shane's really going through it.
This
right
is
now.
horrible.
I hope everybody knows that
This
Shane
is horrible.
is really, really
This is the
going
worst
through
news
it.
ever.
That's tough. This is the worst news ever for
Mhm.
you. Wow. But
Anyway,
yeah.
back to some good news.
Yeah. Well, good news. I feel like for the majority of this conference,
Good-
Colorado is going with 2 quarterbacks.
Well, good news. Good news for Colorado, and good news for Deion and his
Absolutely,
family.
great news for Deion.
Bad news for the quarterback room, probably.
Probably.
But who knows?
I don't even know if it's bad news for the quarterback room. I think it's more so like bad news for everybody else.
Here's
on
what I would.
offense.
Here's what I would do
If you were
if I was Deion. If I was CU,
Very
because
interested to see where you go here.
I'm really qualified for this.
you love 2 quarterbacks.
No, I don't.
You love having 2 quarterbacks.
I hate having 2 quarterbacks.
You always are telling me, man, if
Uh-huh.
if you have
Just like
one
I-
quarterback, you don't have enough guys.
And just like how you've said that bread is perfectly rated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've both said these
Uh-huh.
things.
Anyway, Totri thinks bread is underrated, which is insane.
It is. Well, no, I think specifically toast. But
Okay.
I'm not getting into this.
Yeah, we're not doing this here. What I would have done is, Juju Lewis is coming to CU. The phenom that has been talked about like God with a football for the past 5 years, ever since he could throw one, is going to lead our program. Let's just throw him in the fire his freshman year. And I don't want another quarterback
what
in the
you would
portal.
do.
Yeah, I wouldn't have brought in Slater. Like, don't ease him in. Don't half-ass it. Throw him in there.
You don't even have a just in case. But
Yeah.
like if he's bad, then you're just
Yep.
you're taking it on the chin.
Yeah,
this
then you're
season.
bad that year.
Interesting.
I think it would benefit him more.
Trial by fire. But
yeah.
could it also be a situation where you totally destroy his confidence?
No.
No, you don't see that. That's not an
Have
option.
you watched anything about him?
Yeah, but still, when you're like a Division I athlete and
No.
your whole life you've been praised and loved, and then they throw you in the fire and you get, the crap kicked out of you,
Yeah.
and you only win 2 games this year.
I will say their offensive line is very good.
It's a lot better than it was.
I think it's good.
It's better than it was.
I think it's a good offensive line. Seth is still researching UMass's scores, I think, right now.
No, I'm looking at Caden Salter's stats versus Sam Houston State. He
Oh,
was
wow.
12 for 35.
12 for 35 against Sam Houston State.
not good, by the way. And the defenses are better in the Big 12, if you didn't know
Anyway.
already.
Yeah, I don't know. I for a guy like him, I feel like it helps a ton.
Yeah, I mean, I see the logic in that. Like, in all honesty, like I see the logic in being like, this is going to be our quarterback of the future. Why not just put him out there now and let him learn from this situation?
As we said, I'm very qualified.
Yes,
and
totally.
some people aren't.
Totally. I could also see the logic behind the situation, given the fact that, like, this is just my bias on it. I don't see Colorado being an ultra competitive squad this year, just because they don't have an elite quarterback, in my estimation. Maybe they do, and we just haven't seen him, right? Maybe Julian Lewis is that guy. Maybe Salter comes in and is
people love Salter, man. I don't know.
I just don't see either one of these guys stacking up with the other elite quarterbacks. Not even other, which is the elite quarterbacks in this conference, right? Sam Levitt, Sawyer Robertson, Rocco Beck.
Half
Avery
of the
Johnson.
conference is top end of the
And
quarterbacks
if you're not,
in the country.
then like that's like your BYU, right? Like BYU is a team that we talked about being like potentially a top 5 team again in this conference. They lost their quarterback. They are now a below average team, right? I think you could point to 3 other teams in this conference that if they were to lose their quarterback, we're talking about a below average team that would be fighting for bowl eligibility. And I don't think that is a crazy statement. Colorado is in a unique situation where it does feel like they improved at certain positions, offensive line being one, defensive line. I know they bring back a bunch of guys, but overall, like, they regressed at the quarterback position, right? Of course, you lose Shedeur Sanders. That's what the situation is. So that is a team that, as fall camp begins for Colorado, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on Julia Lewis, on Caden Salter. Is this a team that really does dive into the fact that, hey, we're not going to have a single starting quarterback all of 2025? It's just going to be 2 guys. Also, I would say just watch how this team is. Because, again, they have their head coach back. I know Jake from DNVR said, he tweeted it earlier today, that the last team that he would want to be right now is Georgia Tech, right? Colorado plays Georgia Tech to open the year. Georgia Tech, I think, will be a preseason top 25 program. Is this going to be more hype from Colorado, or does this truly fuel them, right? I think that is something that is a totally fair question. As it relates to the Buffs, and trust me, if anybody has been, I've been anti-Buff for a while now. I have been public enemy number 1, but I think this CU team is going to be maybe a little bit more balanced, less so though on the upper echelon of talent that they have on the roster at key positions. But I think the most important thing out of that segment is that Deion Sanders beat cancer. And regardless of what all the folks that were saying on social media that this was going to lead to his retirement,
it is
whatever.
so crazy.
It is crazy that people would run with something just to try and
We are effed. The world is effed.
Well, like it's just so, I understand doing things for clicks, right? But what I do not understand, and what I think crosses a line, is using someone's medical situation for your own personal gain.
Impacting somebody personally for your own gain is on social is ridiculous in general.
I think specific, again, medical situation.
Well, yes, obviously, but I'm saying that's not even baseline. Baseline, don't do that.
Yeah, no. I don't know who. A lot of these accounts that do it are faceless and nameless.
And they're aggregators that are horrible. And then when you say sources, it's not sources. It's just some
aggregated whatever, or it's just totally made up.
Yeah, they get a source for the first time ever and don't know how to. It's insane.
Makes
me sick.
It's ridiculous stuff. But to echo Deion's message today, go get checked. Go get checked. You never know. That's definitely an important thing. And again, you see it in Deion's case, and we're glad he's good and ready for the 2025 football season, as we are. All of us here in the chat.
Hashtag we coming.
Hashtag we coming. Yeah. Hashtag get checked too. You and me specifically. Where are we going?
Well, football season.
Yeah. I just wanted to take your breath away for a second.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review.
Meow.
We're talking UCF and Cincinnati on the other side of this quick break. My goodness, do I love our friends over at Circle K. I mean, they're family at this point. With the amount of money that they've saved me, they are welcome to come to Thanksgiving whenever they want, right? If they call me tomorrow and say, hey, let's have Thanksgiving on Saturday, I'll say, I'll be there. Just make sure.
Gobble.
Gobble,
Gobble,
yeah,
gobble.
I'm here for that. Make sure you guys at home sign up to
No
be
turkey,
an Inner Circle
only chicken tornadoes
member. Okay, what is Inner Circle? It's Circle K's free membership program that's going to help you save money every single day on pretty much anything that Circle K has. It's super easy to download and get enrolled. Go to the App Store, download the app, email, phone number, bada bing, bada boom. You pull up to the pump, type in your phone number. You're an Inner Circle member, and you're going to start saving on those first 5 fill-ups. When you sign up to become an Inner Circle member, you guys are going to save 25 cents per gallon on those first 5 fill-ups. Not to mention, you guys can save 3 cents per gallon every single day after that. Plus, Inner Circle does this really cool thing called Inner Circle Fuel Days, where if you're a member, there's going to be like random days where it's like, hey, 30 cents off, 40 cents off, 50 cents off per gallon, which adds up. So again, make sure you join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Circle K, helping you save money. Mountain America Credit Union, helping you stretch your dollar. And pay attention. You guys can get 2 times the points on rewards credit card purchases with Mountain America Credit Union through July 31st, okay? It is July 28th today. You only got a couple more days to take advantage. Use your Mountain America rewards card and watch the points pile up. Perfect for the essentials. We're talking gas, groceries, travel, home projects, and all other purchases. This promotion is an easy way to stretch your dollar since you guys earn twice as many rewards. Super important in today's economy. Not a lot of opportunities to stretch your dollar. Redeem your double points for rewards like travel rebates, gift cards, and event tickets. Details at macu.com/double. Loans on approved credit offer can change or be withdrawn at any time. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply. Sharon's really happy that you're back on the show, Shane.
I'm happy that you're happy that I'm back on the show.
Sharon, I've got bad news.
Uh-oh.
Shane's leaving.
I am leaving.
Shane's leaving. When is today your last show?
Yeah.
You leave tomorrow?
Yeah, leave tomorrow morning.
You scumbag.
I know.
Where you?
It's unfortunate that
You're
Eric
going
and I are
to
both.
capture some meese.
What?
You heard me. It's the plural for moose.
Oh, is it? I don't think it
I don't
is.
know. It might just be moose.
I think it's just moose.
Mooses?
No, moose.
Meese.
Moose. Mice?
Mices?
Moses.
Moses.
Yeah, I'm going to Toronto.
But you'll be back next week.
I will be back next week. I'll be back on Wednesday next week. So.
Wow, so you're missing some change.
I'm only missing a week.
But a full week.
Tuesday. Yeah.
That's not that bad.
No, not at all.
It's not that
I'm only
bad.
Tuesday through Friday,
Friday, wow.
and then Monday and Tuesday again. Moosin'.
Moose.
Flock of moose.
A flock of moose. Are they a flock?
No.
What are they? A herd?
Yeah, I think
This
so.
is an important question.
What is what a thing of geese is called? You'll like this one.
A pack?
A gaggle.
A gaggle of geese?
I think so.
Wow. You think? You
Let me
don't even
make- yeah,
know? You could be lying?
I could be. That's why I'm looking it up
See,
right
like
now.
what?
Yeah, no, it's called a gaggle. I'm
A
sorry.
gaggle, okay.
What
You're
is a
like all
group?
those bad aggregators on Twitter.
Yeah,
Just-
it's a herd. Yeah,
it's a herd. It's a herd of moose?
Yeah.
Or meese?
Moose
Did we
herd.
decide?
You know what a pack of elk is? This is sick.
Cooler than a gaggle?
Way cooler.
A flock.
A gang.
A gang of elk?
Yep.
Wow. That is, yeah. Didn't know the elk got down like that, to be completely honest with you. Look, there's no natural way to transition, but let's talk UCF here for a
No,
second.
let's find one. What
a
do you think?
natural progression from gang into UCF?
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. So a gang or a group of deers or a group of elk is called a gang. You know what an army is full of? Knights.
There you go.
Let's talk about UCF.
Yeah, there you go. Hit the nail on the head. Let's talk about the Knights for a second. New head coach. This is a program now under, I guess, again, Scott Frost.
Hold on. Sorry. We can't move on yet. Ben says nothing's cooler than a group of crows. You know what that is?
A group?
Uh-huh.
It's a group.
No, it's not. Do you know what it is?
Uh-uh.
A murder.
A murder of
A murder
crows?
of crows. Yep.
Would you rather have a murder of crows or a gang of elk? Who wins?
It depends how many's on each side.
50 and 30.
I mean, definitely the elk. You know how big elk
Elk
are?
are gigantic.
They're
yeah.
so big.
They're
You know what they
gigantic.
sound like? Close. Yeah, I'm gonna do one. That
don't
was
sound
no
cool,
genuinely.
That's
That
not
was
like a cool sound.
genuinely though. Chat. That was so good.
I mean, I've never heard an elk, but I'm sure that was pretty spot on.
I'll get an elk sound for the show.
Okay, you do that. You should.
Yep.
That should be your as always.
Yep.
Yeah. For today, you work on that.
Yep.
I'm
Knights
gonna
always carry a sword.
Yeah, they
So,
do.
let's talk about
they do.
UCF.
Let's talk about the UCF Knights here. Again, Scott Frost is back at the helm of that program. The old boy Gus, he has gone to Florida State, and he took some dogs with him. 2 offensive starters. He took their tight end, Randy Pittman Jr., and a guard, and Adrian Medley. Those guys are now at Florida State. Also took 2 highly recruited recruits with him. Wide receiver Javan Bogues, and offensive tackle Chaston Brown, and then also took 2 assistants with them, an offensive coordinator Tim Harris Jr. and the offensive line coach Herb Hand, which is first off just a great name. Great name for an offensive line coach, Herb Hand. All those guys now at Florida State. UCF was already a program kind of in despair after the last season.
He shortened his name.
Herb Hand?
Yeah.
What was it before?
Full Herbert Handle.
Herbert Handle? Wow. I can't, bro. I can't do it. Herb Hand is the greatest name of a college coach that I've ever seen in my entire life.
What if somebody was named like James S. Football?
Wouldn't be as good as Herb Hand.
No, you're right.
Come on.
No,
now,
you're
man.
totally right.
And this is a program that, on top of having to replace a head coach, on top of having to replace 2 starters, on top of having to replace 2 assistants, 2 recruits, and RJ Harvey, they got to find a quarterback. They didn't have a quarterback last year that they could truly count on. I believe they played 4 different quarterbacks at a point last year. KJ Jefferson, of course, was the guy. I don't know if I've been more wrong about a guy in my entire life.
I have some good
Daniels, I was pretty wrong on him.
I have some good news for you, Totri.
You do.
There is another KJ Jefferson, and he played at Arkansas last year.
No, there's not.
Yeah, he's like 6'7".
Playing quarterback?
Yes. Let me find his name.
Are you sure it's not just KJ Jefferson from before?
My last Google search to find him was Arkansas quarterback tall. Talon Green.
Talon Green.
Yep.
How tall are we talking?
6'6".
So he's Herbo big.
Yep. He's got another one. Or he's got another year. He's got another one. It's crazy. He's got another year, so they have another one.
Wow.
Yep.
Very interested to see Arkansas, I guess. Jordan Crook's former school. Getting back to the Knights, which we tend to have, we stray off them here because they're a program.
Arkansas played UCF once, I'm sure.
I'm sure they did.
Let's talk about
at
UCF.
some point. Yeah, let's talk about UCF. Or better yet, let's let Scott Frost talk about the ongoing quarterback situation. Not a competition, the situation going on at UCF.
Yeah, there's a saying in football, if you have multiple quarterbacks and you don't have one. And I think sometimes that's true. I don't feel that way about this team. We've got 3 guys that did well enough in spring that I feel like if they were our starter, I'd feel really good about it. We'd probably design the offense a little different based on who that quarterback was. But all 3 of them are capable of making us a dangerous team. The sooner it clarifies, the better off we'll be because we'll be able to get some reps with that guy, more reps with that guy, start to develop continuity. But we're also not going to anoint anyone. I had a meeting with the 3 the other day, and we're going to grade every single snap, every single play. And I told them mostly it's going to be based on did you make the winning play on that play. Sometimes that might be a 50-yard completion. Sometimes it might be taking a sack or throwing the ball away. Sometimes it might just be handing the ball off. But I really am going to lean on the guy that puts us in the best position to win by making the right decision in every play. And we're going to give all 3 guys an opportunity, and hopefully that clears itself up pretty quick.
Scott, you're lying.
Scott.
Come on, Scott. Let's be honest.
When we bring Wendy's back, we'll bring you back for a
we
Scott
will.
Frosty take.
Because that is a load of BS. Are we serious?
That's a load of elk dookie.
It is. I mean, the murder of crows.
Took a bunch of them.
Yeah, all over it.
All over
that take. That was a bad take, Scott. I mean, we're talking about a situation where you need to have a bowl eligible season. If you are UCF this year, if you are Scott Frost, you absolutely need to go bowling. And you have to have a starting quarterback. Don't sit here and tell me that you got 3 guys. Three. I remember Kenny Dillingham last fall where he had said that maybe ASU had 2 NFL quarterbacks in the quarterback room. We know how we felt about that.
NFL what? Like NFL?
NFL guys.
Yeah, but like clearly not because that. Come on. NFL what?
I mean, all I'm saying is coaches. This is just a PSA to all coaches. Let's just be honest with the situation. Scott, if you have 3 guys, you have no guys. That saying is 100% accurate and true.
Totri, what would you do in his situation if you were asked about it?
If I'm asked about nobody forced him to say that. He could have said we have a great quarterback competition going right now, and it's tight, and we're waiting for somebody to separate themselves. Okay. Fall camp just started. Yeah, you don't have no one's like forcing you to say we got 3 guys. Yeah, right. Like I'm comfortable with all of them. Bull crap, bro.
Here's a QB IQ for you. That's what he did.
They're like for real. It is literally a situation now where you look at the quarterbacks on this roster, and you got some interesting names, right? Ja'Carri Brown, he was at UCF last season. He played some games. Before that, he had spent 2 years at Miami. You've got Taven Jackson. Taven Jackson, in my mind, is probably the guy that you'll see at UCF playing this year. He was at Indiana last year. You've also got Davey Belfort, Cam Fancher, guys that, I mean, they're guys that don't play until 3-4 years into NCAA 29. I think Taven Jackson and Ja'Carri Brown are probably the 2 guys that are realistically competing for that starting spot. If it was up to me, if my name were Scott Frost, first and foremost, I wouldn't be here. Second, I would make sure that Taven Jackson's the starting quarterback. Why? Because he's been on a winning program. Indiana, don't know if you remember this, went to the college football playoff last year. They had a really good season in the Big Ten. He knows what he's doing, right? Part of the reason he left is because I believe Indiana added another quarterback, and he wanted to be the guy, right? Let him be the guy here. You got nothing better, right? You saw Brown last season with, honestly, a better roster. This is a worse roster at UCF. There are not many teams that I think you can look at this year in the Big 12 and say, well, I think they got worse. I feel like UCF is the program in this conference that you can clearly say, hey, you got worse, right? And everybody lost their starting running back, right? ASU lost Scat. Ollie Gordon, gone. DJ Giddens, gone. RJ Arvey, gone. Devin Neal, gone. Corey Kiner, gone. All those teams feel like they upgraded. Maybe not specifically at running back, but overall as a roster, they got better. UCF, I'm looking at it like top to bottom here, and we're still sitting here after what? A practice, 2 practices of fall camp, and we're like spewing this nonsense about the quarterbacks for why? For what reason? You don't need, no one's forcing you to do that, right? To say, oh, I've got like supreme confidence that every one of these guys can start for us. Like, I understand the coach speak there, but why are we going with that route? Why not just say what any other PR-trained coach would say?
You know what it's like? It's like when like you totally know a kid is lying because he gives you way too much information. Like I was guilty as this as a kid.
You were that kid?
Even through high school, if I went out drinking or something, don't drink if you're underage. But if I was doing something that I shouldn't be, my mom would ask me something, like a question, and I would give her every information that I've ever known. Like I'd be like, well, we went to the park and then we went to his house and then we went Scott.
You're adding layers to the story that you didn't need.
Scott, we just asked you about your quarterback room, and he's like, "Well, so here's the thing."
Scott, we actually asked you what you had for breakfast this morning.
What's going on here?
I don't know, man. One thing I do know is that if you're a UCF fan, you're probably in for a long year.
Which stinks because they have such a cool brand.
They do. I think they have a top 3 mascot in the conference. Like I think Nitro is a phenomenal mascot.
The space game is great. Love that. Love anything space.
They have a really weird schedule. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I did not see this. So they open.
By the way, we're spending more time on UCF than I think any other topic right now, which is awesome.
I think
I'm in for it.
Follow the PHNX Sun Devils show.
Yeah.
Fall camp's here, and so is the 2025 season.
Yeah.
They open Thursday, August 28th, at home against the Jacksonville State.
Okay.
Maybe they lose that game. Maybe Scott Frost lose that game.
Well, maybe he can talk to Rich Rod at West Virginia and be like, hey, you know anything about this new staff?
Then, week 2, North Carolina A&T.
Love them.
That's the school.
A&T stands for?
It's A, the and symbol, and then T.
Agriculture and technology. That's what I was going to say.
They're the North Carolina A&T Aggies.
How does that work? Agriculture and technology? I feel like those two don't mesh.
I guess football and that doesn't mesh whatsoever. They should win those games.
Yeah.
Right? Week 3, they've got Bill Belichick coming to town in North Carolina. That's going to be
college game day.
A great watch. Bill Belichick taking on Scott Frost in the year 2025. Then they're at Kansas State. I mean, you might as well not even show up to that one. Then you got Kansas, should be an improved Jayhawk team. Then you're at Cincinnati, which we're going to show you why that's a problem here in just a couple minutes. Then West Virginia, winnable game. You're on the road at Baylor. Then you got Houston. Then you're at Texas Tech. Then you're versus Oklahoma State. Then you're at BYU. Their road games are just a gauntlet this year. Kansas State, Cincy, Baylor, Texas Tech, BYU.
And then you have like the easiest home slate ever, though.
That is weird.
They have Houston and Oklahoma State at home and West Virginia.
Houston, Oklahoma State, West Virginia, and Kansas at home.
Is that the easiest road slate I've ever, like in the Big 12?
That's their home slate.
Sorry, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that might be the easiest home slate in this conference.
And they're going to lose all of them.
Well, they're going to lose all their road games. BYU, Tech, Baylor, Cincinnati, Kansas State. If there's one thing I'm doing in 2025, it is fading UCF on the road. 100%. That's where the money needs to be in 2025. But the reason why that UCF game against Cincinnati on October 11th, yours truly's birthday, why that's going to be a problem for the Knights, it's because Brendan Sorsby looks like this. Brendan Sorsby.
He looked like this.
He looked like this. This was Cincinnati's quarterback last year. Okay, if you're listening on audio, highly recommend you go look at this.
Literally, this is me getting home from Old Town looking at myself in the mirror.
Brendan Sorsby, also known as Shane Dieffenbach.
Except he has nicer legs than me. Actually, I don't know. I got some
You guys got very similar legs in this photo.
I got some nice legs.
Yeah, very similar legs, very just build here. I mean, honestly, he's only thing he's got going for you is he's got a pretty cool necklace or chain or whatever he's rocking. So I don't think you have one of those.
Wow.
Do you? Do you have a necklace?
Yeah.
On right now?
No.
Okay. Then stop.
I also don't look like this.
That guy's Jack now. Brendan Sorsby looks like that, bro. What are we talking about?
Somehow also got like really handsome. Like his facial structure looks like
okay, go back real quick.
It's the beard.
Yeah, I was going to say it's got to be the beard. Yeah. He doesn't look like the same person, dude.
Look at his legs when I do this. That's insane.
Yeah.
Cool, 8-pack, awesome, whatever. That's insane. The legs are insane.
Brendan Sorsby was somebody that I already thought was an above average quarterback last year.
And now he's the most handsome guy alive.
Well, I'm not going to go that far. He's just built like a dog now. He's built like a winning quarterback now, as opposed to a freshman in college. Brendan Sorsby is 100% jacked. He's ripped. And he's going to be a problem for, I don't think just UCF, but I think Cincinnati's going to be sneaky good in 2025.
We need Ralph's opinion on this.
I know Ralph is a big Brendan Sorsby guy.
He might be the biggest.
Well, no, Brendan Sorsby is quite literally now the biggest Brendan Sorsby guy. But this is another team that, like, in all honesty, is a very interesting schedule. They open the year against Nebraska, which everybody in the Big Ten seems to be loving Nebraska. Dylan Raiola's back, blah, 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 blah. I think Cincinnati could win that game at home, to be completely honest with you. Then they got Bowling Green, should be a win. Northwestern State, they should win that game. Cincinnati could start the year 3-0. Then they're at Kansas. Then they've got a little bit of a tough schedule. They've got Iowa State. Then they should beat UCF on the road in Stillwater against Oklahoma State. Then they have a really tough last 5 games of the year. They've got Baylor at home, at Utah. Then they get their cakewalk against U of A. Then they're against BYU, and they close out against TCU, another wild card. But the wild cards of this conference, Cincinnati and TCU, are just fascinating teams to look at this year. Teams that I think have above average quarterbacks, Josh Hoover at TCU, Brendan Sorsby now at Cincinnati, that I think they could have Sawyer Robertson-like seasons. Now, Josh Hoover, in all honesty, had a better season than Sawyer did last year. But like they could bring that hype to their programs respectively. Don't sleep on the Bearcats in 2025. I think it'd be a bad move. This could very well be a clippable Frosty take in just a couple short months. But I believe that Brendan Sorsby is going to be an above average quarterback this year. And if you don't believe me, like the kid is clearly invested in his body to try and improve his game, make himself a better player for this program. And clearly he has put the work in over the offseason, unless some tests need to be taken by the program in general, which
I know.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Hashtag are you natty?
Are you Sorsby?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
hashtag natty, not national championship.
There you go. 100%. But yeah, those are the updates that we've got from the Big 12. What a ride this was, huh? Starting pretty calm with ASU.
Feeling a little nauseous.
Then getting into the medical situation with Deion, their 2 quarterback situation. Then we got into a gang of elk and a murder of crow. Then Scott Frost just lying in front of, for no reason.
Yeah.
And
no
then,
one wanted him to do that.
No one asked him to lie. And then we finished with Brendan Sorsby just absolutely jacked and ripped out of his mind. So let us know. Let us know what you thought of today's show. Did we miss anything in the Big 12? Again, fall camp right around the corner. Literally this week for Arizona State. Dilly's got a press conference tomorrow. Unfortunately, that will be after our show, but we will have that press conference up on our YouTube channel when it is all said and done later on Tuesday. So make sure you're subscribed to PHNX Sports. Also, head to gophnx.com. Click the little Die Hard tab, and it's going to tell you everything that you unlock when you become a PHNX Die Hard. With fall camp starting this week, this is a perfect time to become a PHNX Die Hard, especially if you're an ASU fan. We've got stuff behind the scenes, not only from practices, but also when it comes to those game days, so that's a lot of fun.
Totri's personal life.
Yeah, a lot of my personal life going on.
Totri just sends a lot of selfies and mirror pics.
Yeah, it's the Brendan Sorsby situation just all over again. Mm-hmm. I've actually just got 4 more abs than Sorsby does. It just,
got to be a diehard.
You got to be a diehard for that
just
type
kidding.
of contact.
We don't share that in the Discord.
Yeah, no, just Shane and I personally.
Yeah, just Totri and I's private Discord messages.
Yeah, 100%. Wait, we have our own Discord channel?
No, just private messages, like DMs.
Yeah, I got you.
That same group that we used to voice call each other when we just stand in front of a mirror and go, ah!
What's the chat called again?
Sora's Ball.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. And if you enjoyed today's content, give the show a follow on social at PHNX _Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony _Totri. You can follow the Deli Man at Shane Deef.
Hold on one sec. As always, give me 1 second. As always, let's see if it can.
He's busy cooking something.
As always.
Yeah, that was an elk. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday. But in the meantime, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.